and often on the path of even the spiritual path or the self-development path, self-growth, self-evolution, we're encouraged to hold that experience lovingly. And this is useful, this is valuable, and of course we speak of this many times. But at some point we need to go a little bit further than that. In the sense of taking up the invitation, if you will, to not just hold the experience lovingly, but to penetrate the experience fully. To penetrate with what, you might say? To penetrate with yourself. To enter fully into the textural field of that experience. By doing so, it no longer remains an experience. You can imagine if you're flying a plane, a jet plane or something, or a jet fighter, and you enter the storm. You don't just circle the storm, you enter it. Enter fully. By entering fully, that which was standing back having the experience comes to an end. Now, this may be terrifying, but is actually the beauty, the grace, the liberation. It's a great death and a great rebirth. By entering fully, you're no longer separate. It ends the separation between me and my experience. And it ends the conceptual structure of me, at least in that moment. It's a beautiful death. It's like you've entered through the density of that experience with its emotional field, textural field. Yeah? You've entered fully, you've penetrated with the self that experience. You're no longer standing back. And in that penetration, in entering that, this conceptual self undoes itself. It's no longer here. And what remains is not the experience, nor the self. What remains is what you are to discover. In a nutshell, the luminosity of being. You discover that you enter the heart of darkness to have the light of being revealed. That is the great death and the great rebirth. Now it sounds very fancy in this terminology, and in some ways it is, because we can only speak of it in some ways in a kind of poetic way. But in itself, it's actually quite simple. In itself, it is simply non-avoidance. In itself, it is non-interpretation. In itself, it is non-interference with what is. To enter fully into what is appearing as experience, as the experiential field, is a tantric way. A tantric way that is not just some kind of spiritual practice. It's Tantra in the full sense of the word, the phrase, the idea, if you like, which is simply the end of separation, merging with what is. So, whatever arises in this space, we can approach it, we can hold it, we can explore it, and then perhaps we can go a little bit, or support at least the entering, because you're entering a gateway. You're entering the gateway of experience in order to know God. God as the light of beingness that is both the light and everything that appears in it. There's no separation. So it's almost as if God appears in disguise through your experience, your direct experience. God appears in disguise. And your job, should you wish to take it up, is to enter through that gateway. Everything is a gateway to know the divine light of Godness or beingness.